Last mission. Final boss mode.
Oh man, so at least thankfully, Friday nights was good, and so now we definitely, we have another card coming up for next Saturday that we are all anticipating, because it is probably one of the biggest fights of this year, and a fight that was surprisingly made in time. And this is what, and I know we've said this before about 154. The fights that need to happen in time. It's not a drawn out. The only time it was ever drawn out, really, was the whole Harrison Charlo thing, Jermell Charlo, and that's because Tony, had a injury.
Also, Charlo heard. I mean, that should have happened, but they fucked that up a little bit.
Yeah, no, but at least other fights were going on that were leading to that, and Charlo Hurd pretty much fell apart because Hurd fell apart, or Charlo regained his stats, Hurd never did. So it's like. So that's the whole thing with that.
The closest thing you'll see them together, and it was that fucking artwork I did. Damn it.
Facts. But yeah, definitely now. This is a special fight. This will be a 4-belt unification at 154, and this will be the first. They'll be the first undisputed champion at 154 in the 4-belt era. There were several, when there was 2 belts, and then Winky when there was 3. And now it's 4.
It's funny. This is the biggest fight at 154 to me, or the most important, because motherfuckers just say, no, that was bigger. I feel like it's the most important 154 fight since Winky Shane, really.
Yeah, it's definitely important, because it's important now for Jermell Charlo. It's pretty much at this point, Jermell Charlo's he's riding high right now. Like everyone knows, he's pretty much a de facto number 1 154 pounder. I don't think anyone will disagree with that.
I mean, there shouldn't be anybody that's like de facto. There's nobody even close.
Right. And 154 has a lot of talented fighters. They have a lot of great fights, good fights that go on in the division. So the fact that someone can actually separate himself is a plus. Now I know for Jermell Charlo, I know the biggest thing for him right now, for whatever reason, I think it's gotten to him too, is getting his pound for pound respect. Like, dude really was like, yeah, like, dude made sure, like, he had put out, was like, yeah, like, if I win this fight, like, you motherfuckers is gonna make me pound for pound. Like, I will be pound for pound after this shit, And he's, to me, for most of us, he's pound for pound now. He's pound for pound top 10 at least. He's definitely there. And more than some other fighters on the list, for that matter. So yeah, this fight is important. And then the final piece of the puzzle, one Brian Castaño, who again, crossed the street and took the WBO belt from Patrick Teixeira in a bruising fight. A fight where Castaño damn nearly put Teixeira away in the final round, too, because he put so much hands on him. Because
he beat his ass that fight.
Yeah, like and like I said, I respect that. Like I said, for all the guys that be talking that across the street shit, like the ones who actually do it and actually do it to the fact that they come over with the title, big respect, enough respect. I get more respect, and I get Castaño's respect because, and this is one of those fights that probably that they could have avoided, because like I said, this fight was always signed. Like it was like as soon as Teixeira won this belt, like this fight was signed immediately, like before the pandemic shut things down for a little bit. So the fact that the fight still continued and Castaño was able to take that belt, and the fact that we didn't hear one word about mandatories from them, they made this fight like ASAP, is beautiful. That's how boxing's supposed to operate. Don't wait, you don't wait to make the best fights. You make them when both fighters are at a peak.
And both fighters in their prime at least.
Yeah. And Castaño has a 0. He got a wonderful victory. He's knocked off, he had the draw with Laura, and he's knocked off some other, quality 154 pounders. This is it. This is it for him. Like, this is the fight that, this is the fight that he needs to get his respect, and Charlo needs to get his respect. And I know I'm fucking excited for this fight. LB, man, what are your thoughts about this?
Oh man! First of all, I gotta say I watched the All Access last night, and it was dope. Fuck with it. It was real fresh.
I still haven't watched it. I completely forgot. I always forget to watch that shit for some reason. I'll do it later.
It popped up on my YouTube too, but I was like, oh, okay. I think, you know what? I saw that instead of the fucking McGregor fight. Like, I knew he was going to lose, so I wasn't hyped to see it. Like, so I didn't miss it. Even Roman called me up. Shout out to Rome, Ring Gang, about it. Like, yo, y'all gonna talk about the McGregor fight? I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I forgot all about that motherfucker. Then I see Jake Paul with the chain. Yo, if people hate Jake Paul for boxing, stop it. Like, but yeah. Castaño, Charlo, man, biggest fight of the year, really.
Yeah, until at least Pacquiao Spence rolls around. But in terms of importance to a division,
you know what? Fucking top to me. The three biggest fights this year. Okay, top 5. Well, fucking Chocolatito Estrada. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
What's the shit? Ramirez Taylor. That's 2.
Yep.
Castaño Charlo.
That's 3.
That's 3. Wilder Fury was 4, but whatever.
And Pacquiao
Spence was 5.
Yeah.
Like, literally, and for being a top 5 fight in the sport, like, this shit is gonna be good. I feel like we're gonna see a fight of the year. It's gonna come down. I think we're gonna see Charlo really let the hands go, especially in the later rounds. I think it's gonna get to a point where the fight is gonna be on the line, up in the air, and people gonna really just sell out. Castaño, his pressure style, just like Zepeda from the Golden Boy card, excellent pressure fighting. He boxes fundamentally sound, tracks you down, footwork, head movement, high guard. He slips, dips, punches, he catches, parries, everything. High skilled, elite level pressure boxing. Charlo, elite level power boxing. Like, this is a great fight. Fuck it. Like, if you love boxing, you have to see this shit. That's all I got to say. If you can see it live in the arena, even better.
Yeah, and then one thing about the arena shit, I honestly, I was bummed that it wasn't in New York. Although technically, unfortunately, I had plans. But I know myself. I know Pete was, we definitely look, because once we heard the rumblings that it might be in New York,
West Coast fight, bro.
Like we were like, if it was in New York though, I'd be like, oh shit, I'd be like really kicking myself, like, God damn it, I wish I didn't have these plans. But
it's better. It's where it's supposed to be though. Like, it's a damn Texas, or Texas West Coast fight. Like, this shit would even feel weird even if this was in Miami. I would be like, oh shit, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It would just feel out of place, even though I'd be happy.
Well, yeah, because you Lord knows y'all already had enough out of place fights as it is.
Yeah. Oh, Canelo versus a job, bro. Here you go. Yeah.
Yeah, Andre versus his Mando. Andre is from my area, of all places.
Fighting in fucking Florida.
Yeah, so it's like we need New York. New York is not back yet until New York has a significant card.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know P's starving. I know I'm starving for this shit.
Y'all niggas starving.
Yeah, it's like
New York.
I know. Soon I'm gonna have to get on a fucking plane at some point. Oh man, no. But P, speaking of you, what do you think about this fight?
First off, fuck you, LB. You don't tease a man when he's starving. Like,
hey, nigga, y'all been teasing me with no fucking fights for like decades.
Dude, that's actually true.
Like, I don't care, man. I'm starving. I need some steak on my plate.
We talk about rematches, the fights that y'all seen up in motherfucking New York. So like, nah, y'all gotta hold this L just like in hip hop. Like when the South took over, motherfuckers was like, oh man, I don't want to listen to all that snap crackle pop bullshit. Then y'all niggas bust out with chicken noodle soup, and we're supposed to be like, oh, you know what? Nah, get that dick riding shit out of here. Hold this motherfucking L.
Nobody like that shit anyway. Fuck out of here.
8 careers.
But anyways, man, this is a great fight, man. I'm really, really looking forward to this fight. Like, it was funny because, you know, one of my homeboys was like, he's like, you know, he casually into boxing, and he was like texting me like randomly on Twitter, and he was like, yo, like, is that Charlo fight coming up this week? I'm like, nah, it's next week. Oh, he's like, okay, cool. It's the appetizer to the main course on the 24th. I'm like, whoa. I had to like kind of check him. Like, first off, that fight's off, and which he got mad about. Second of all, like this is a main course in and of itself. This ain't no damn appetizer. Like, this for all the belts. Like, top.
Thank you for checking your friend.
Yeah,
For all boxing fans, thank you.
You know, and it's funny because he's like, damn, I knew as soon as I hit send that a seasoned fan was gonna put me in my place for that. So he knew what was up. But you know, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, two guys at their best. The style matchup makes it even better because you know it's a 50-50 fight. You know what I'm saying? You got, you know, Charlo's the bigger puncher, of course, but Castaño has the work rate, so it's gonna be interesting to see. You know, we're gonna get some fade. We're gonna get a fade. So I'm gonna love this. So I'm gonna enjoy it.
I think Castaño might have the higher KO ratio.
But from what I've seen from both of them, Charlo's the heavier puncher.
That's true, you know, and I think, because Jermell Charlo had like the rare tweak late in his career where he was a competent boxer, but a switch in the style, he became a murderous puncher. You know, which was actually, it was much needed too. Anyway, I'll say that.
I mean, Castaño has a beard, so he has a chin, so he can take some of these punches, but it's going to be.
Castaño punches hard enough.
Yeah, no, he punches hard enough. He's going to get his respect, and he's high.
Yeah.
And he's high active.
And then remember, he got a high work rate. Like,
that's what I'm saying. He's highly active. So
yeah,
and that's really good. Charlo's like weakness. It's a guy with a high work rate to go along, like. And especially if the guy has power too, you know what I'm saying? He'll definitely keep him honest. So we'll see. We'll see how it ends up. It's gonna be a great fight.
Absolutely. AO Pilot, what about you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, same as the previous gentleman said. I mean, this is a great fight. I mean, I've been excited for it since it got announced. I think it's kind of Pete touched upon. I saw a stat where the punch output. There's a punch output stat where basically, you know, Castaño is pretty much, in terms of that 154, he's pretty much the highest, you know, punches per round, whereas Charlo is actually on the lower scale of it. So that, you know, is obviously an interesting dynamic. I think I'm still going to rock with Charlo in it, but I mean that, you know, Charlo does sometimes lose his own fights, or, you know, basically makes it harder on himself by just looking for a knockout and not just throwing, you know, the jab or just being active as he should, because he has the skill to just, you know, box and be active, but
he does.
Somewhere online he did change it to just try to get that knockout or, you know, land those power shots. But yeah, I mean, this is a huge fight, one of the biggest fights of the year, and, you know, can't wait for Saturday, man.
Yeah, no, I definitely can't wait for it either, man. And, you know, it's time to, like I said, my lady was talking about, like, way in advance, like, because she wanted to plan things for my birthday or whatever, and it was going to be for this weekend. But she made sure to ask me first. It's like, is there any boxing, or in her words, is there any savagery on that weekend? And I'm like, yeah, there's savagery on. It's like, what time? I said 9 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I'll plan what I wanted to plan for you after that. I was like, that's what's up. Because I already told her she knew what time it was to ask me that. So my attention, whatever she does, doesn't like kind of fade away to that. But yeah, no, I definitely can't wait for this fight too. So I know, Pilot, you just said decision. LB, how do you think this is going to go?
Man, I'm torn on this fight. I like both fighters. They both quality. They're both quality up. I feel like Castaño could pull it off. Like, he's a dark horse. Like, he's a live dark horse. Just because I think it's the wrong style for Jermell Charlo. Like, Jermell Charlo has to break dude down and actually win rounds. And some people aren't wired to do both. Some people can either do one or the other. They'll lose rounds, break you down, and stoppage, like a Hurd will, or used to. But then some dudes can break you down and still win the round, or at least stay up with you where it's a close fight, and then they can turn it on, or they get you to a level where they could get you out of there or drop you or something, man.
Right.
Charlo's frustration sometimes when he can't land his money punches or things aren't going right.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's overcome that.
Yeah, and that because usually when that happens, he becomes a little sloppy, you know, and I think that's where you saw that most in the Harrison fights, you know, in the Harrison fight.
And the Trout fight too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Those knockdowns,
definitely
those knockdowns. That fight's a draw.
Yeah, facts.
Like real talk. Like and Charlo, he was visually frustrated in that fight. Like he was even saying it in the corner. Like I remember me and PJ was talking about it on a episode, and he was like he was losing his mind. Like dude was literally having a breakdown over this shit. I'm like, God damn, nigga, this is just Austin Trout. Like, oh my God, what if this is like Sergio Martinez or you know, somebody who has some real firepower and coming back at your ass?
I'm saying, yeah, and that's it. But then I think the reason why, I mean, obviously with Castaño too, like Castaño is a dark horse. Although he's had fights that's shown, like, I mean, the Teixeira fight, I mean, it's probably shown what he can actually do to someone who actually has some firepower behind him, you know. But I mean, obviously, you know, on the PBC side, the Lara fight is pretty much, I think, his highest, you know, is his most known fight, and it's definitely debatable on whether he actually won or lost that fight. I mean, it
was a draw. He should have won. Lara ain't win that shit. Man.
I actually had Lara winning that shit.
You would, nigga. You would.
Nigga, I did.
I said you would. Like, I said you would, though. You can't argue something that I said you would have, that you would do. Like,
no, of course I would, and I did.
Because this nigga Lara, all he did was get his ass whooped in the against the ropes in that fight to me, and you know, and this nigga and Lara don't even want an elite opponent no more. Like,
yeah, I think see that fight. I think
Castaño will beat the fire out this dude.
Yeah, it was one of those fights where I think both of them kept each other honest a lot, because they both landed their shots on him and they both were affected by each other's punches. That was the problem. Like
it was. That's true, and I'm not saying, you know, Castaño, you know, had some 118, 110. Nah, like I felt like it was a good 115, 113. Like Lara won some rounds.
I had it 115, 113, just the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's either or. I mean, you can see it, or you can see it like a flat-out draw. Where it was one of those fights. It was a fight that didn't have a lot of separation, and that was, truthfully, might have been like Lara's last stand, because he's been fighting some mid.
It was like, truthfully, nigga, that is the truth.
Yeah, it was.
Like, yeah, dude, like
man got the fight beat out of him in 2 fights back to back. Like, Hurd and Castaño. Like, look, you're not supposed to be like, certain styles aren't made to them go back to get back against each other. Like I don't know why Lara did this or whatever the reason, but him fighting Hurd, who's a pressure boxer, big guy, and then to only fight a smaller version of him in the next fight is like
he probably wanted to prove something to himself or try to get on the fast track. But yeah, the Castaño fight was probably one of those fights. I wouldn't say it wasn't a cherry pick going wrong. Like, I mean, truthfully, it was tougher than what I thought he would actually fight. But yeah, it was clearly it was more than enough that it was taxing for him.
Yeah. I felt like the last 2 rounds really kind of won the fight for Castaño. Like they was going at it. Like, but like ring generalship, I think Castaño pulled it off because the activity, and if a guy like Lara has to visually hurt you the way he boxes sometimes. If he can't hurt you, and then I keep seeing him get backed up with a couple shots, 3 and 4 punches at a time, hard to win rounds. And I think that's going to happen to Jermell Charlo in this fight. And he has a worse habit of that than damn Lara.
Yeah. So it's and that's why it's definitely going to be interesting. So, but you're still undecided. I mean, so is it a draw? You thinking, or are we thinking?
You know what? I could see a draw in this fight. I can see Charlo winning because he's the bigger name, and I think they're really trying to take the Charlo brothers to the next level. Yeah, like I think the next level, they get bigger opponents, whatever. They'll start doing solo pay-per-views for them. I hate to have to even fucking say this. But I could actually see them doing that, but this fight, fuck, it's hard. This is a hard damn decision, man. Charlo should, if Charlo, I think honestly, the old Jermell needs to come back for this fight. To be honest with you,
to a degree, I would say because
to a degree, like you said, but I feel like 60-40. 60% of the old Charlo needs to be back for this fight. 40% of the new Charlo.
Word.
Because Charlo's going to need to have the work rate to keep up with Castaño. If he sits back and he tries to just look for openings, nah. It'll be like the Laura fight. It'll be tic-tac back and forth, and we'll all be playing damn who won this bitch at the end of this motherfucker.
Right.
And we'll have more semantic battles and all this shit. So that's the thing with Charlo got to look at. Like Castaño just need to be who he is. But fuck. I don't know. For some reason, I'm leaning toward Castaño. Fuck. This is feeling like the Lopez damn dog bay fight. Shit, I might say Castaño. By the end of the podcast, I might say Jermell. So I'll say Castaño right now.
By
decision. Now you know I'm a knockout calling motherfucker, but
right,
you ain't knocking out Jermell Charlo. You ain't got Gerald McKellen, Trinidad, Golovkin power. I don't think you're knocking out I don't think you're knocking out any of the Charlo.
Right.
Yeah, them some tough motherfuckers.
Absolutely. AOP, what about you?
You know, it's funny. I see this fight being a lot like Spence Porter.
Okay.
I see that fight being a lot like Spence Porter. Only, I think it ends in a knockout. I'm calling it. I think Charlo. I think the firepower. I think he's going to bring the firepower, and I think he's going to really hit Castaño with some really, really hard shots all night, and I think it's going to be a late round KO.
That's what it is.
10th round.
I mean, I do feel that way too. I do feel like I think Charlo's going to stop him late, 10 or 11.
See, I mean, for me, I think Charlo's going to win a decision, but it's going to be like a 115-113-ish decision. That's what I'm thinking.
I could agree with Pat on that. That's what I was leaning to.
I think that Charlo should fucking use the jab in this fight. Like, really use the jab. Like, that would make his night a hell of a lot easier.
He's
that
not
man
going
ain't really used the jab in like 5-6 fights.
Well, bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring it back. Yeah. I mean, he should use it and stick to it. That's the thing. Like, don't forget about it. Keep using that motherfucker.
Stop throwing like lead left hooks, nigga. You're not Roy Jones. Like,
the dude is gonna fight with fire in his eyes. I can already tell. Like, I know he's in the moment right now. He's gonna fight with fire in his eyes.
Fighting with fire in your eyes and averaging 40 punches a round ain't gonna cut it for Castaño.
Mm.
Yeah, see, if he had, I'd be even more like, I just feel like he needs to stop being so like methodical with his punches. Like,
to me, I think it's just I think too, like Charlo's he's had the stage before. Like, he's been on this type of stage, big stage before. So I think he knows what he needs to do. I think it's Castaño that needs to probably be more aggressive. Like, I think it's more Castaño that needs to know that he has to be more aggressive. So he's not so.
He's gonna have to win this. He's gonna have to take it from him.
Yeah,
like Castaño already aggressive as fuck. Like, any more aggressive, he be bringing a baseball bat in that bitch.
No, but I'm saying
have to do that then.
Exactly, but this is a Charlo that he knows. Charlo is a name on his record that he needs. Like, if
I think Charlo is going to have to be more aggressive. I think y'all got it like backwards.
No, I think both these cats need to be. I want both these cats to be aggressive. I want them to really try to knock each other's heads off. Like yeah, you can set up your shots, but I want some punching with content, with emotional content. Like,
Oh, we're gonna get that. Like, Charlo emotional as fuck. Like,
facts.
Putting heart and soul in those damn punches, like, and anger. Like,
yeah.
I just want to see it at a higher rate. Like, he has the fitness to do it. Like if Charlo's averaging like 55, 60 punches a round, I think he takes this because when I break down the math, I feel like if you're throwing 60 punches a round, a good 20 or 30 of those punches need to be damn jabs.
Word.
Yeah, I'm talking about not the damn Austin Trout throwaway jabs, not the little, like real hard jabs. Them fucking, them Cobra jabs, them bazooka jabs.
Yeah, and don't flick a jab just to throw combinations and then just flick a jab that's not doing anything.
Don't stat pad the jab like you mean it.
Right.
Damn it, brought that one back. I mean, if we asking for the old Charlo to come back a little bit, then we had to bring that stat pad.
Yeah, absolutely. And then thankfully for this fight too, as well. Like, I mean, at least now has a decent undercard to it. 2 other fights on there.
Aleem,
Emmanuel Aleem and Amakar Vito. And now, Aleem, however, has been, Aleem has unfortunately in the last couple of years has kind of a lot of luster has gone off. I mean, I'm still high on him. Like I mean, ever since I saw a dude fight in Boston, I'm like, okay, this shit, like that's what it is, though. But I mean, yeah, dude, for his style, he's highly aggressive. But I think the loss to Hugo Centeno, where he got iced in 3 rounds, that was like the beginning of a slide. I mean, and then there was the Korobov fight, which I thought he lost. But, the judges kind of fucked Korobov in that one, and they said it was a scoring error when he originally won on the cards. And I felt for Korobov too, because I was like, and I'm a fan of Aleem. And then afterwards, he lost to Ronald Ellis in a fight he had no business losing to. So this is kind of like a crossroads fight for him. Facing Amakar Vito, who is a pure puncher. 12-0 with 11 knockouts. Pure puncher, and he's a lot bigger too. He's a 6 foot, something middleweight, and he's a Samson fighter. Let's not forget that. And Samson is probably the most underrated finder of talent in boxing today. Underrated, like there's no one else I would say. The stage is set for crossroads. Either Aleem tries to beat this guy, or Aleem probably gets sent into Jobberville. Or Jobber to the Stars type of fight.
Yeah, you said Aleem, man. I'm thinking the other nigga. Like,
no, it's not.
You thought it was the 135 cat or whatever.
Man, no, nigga, I'm good.
Emmanuel Aleem, he throws face, but unfortunately, I think he's in a situation now where he has to win. He has to win decisively.
Aleem is alright. Like, I remember the fight with Korobov, but Korobov did himself no favors fighting half that fight, though.
That's also true, but I still thought Korobov won that fight.
He come back into that fight. He stood aside and he opened the door for this dude.
I mean, I still thought he won that fight, though. But yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah, he should have won. He should have won. I'm not, but I can understand. Like, I'm one of these realist motherfuckers. Like I can see how some people get robbed sometimes. It's not right, they're like, motherfucker, you flashing a chain and it's 3:00 in the morning and you in Sistrunk or Carroll City or someplace in the hood and you doing that stupid shit, then yeah. It's not right for them to rob you, but I can see why they did.
Right.
But it's not right for them to rob you when you won the first 6 rounds, but I can see why they did.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that should be either way. I mean, hands are gonna fly on that opener, like for damn sure. And then the co-main is pretty much boxing's biggest villain, Rolando Rolly Romero. They
said boxing's biggest villain. I thought that was Fury right now.
The funny thing is there are people that still like Fury. Meanwhile, every time people in Rolly's camp don't like him. Like other TMT fighters don't like him. PBC fighters don't like him. Top rank, no one, everyone except
Teofimo.
No one likes Rolly Romero at all. And I think he cherishes that too. He's like, you know what? No one he talks to himself in the third person too when he talks shit too, which is also annoying.
Yeah, so Blair Cobb doesn't like him.
So Rolly's on there, and originally he was going to face Austin Dulé, who's he's a decent fighter, but I mean he's no one special in that aspect. But Dulé, I think, suffered a knee injury, and then Rolly talked shit to him about that, and then so they got a replacement, and his replacement is kind of a wild card with Anthony Yigit. Now Anthony Yigit's biggest known fight was fighting in the World Boxing Super Series 140 tournament, where he lost by KO to Ivan Baranchyk for that IBF belt. And if his eye didn't get compromised so early by Baranchyk's heavy ass punches, he probably would have made a fight. He probably would have at least had a stronger fight. And he did fight as much hard as he can, but that's Baranchyk. Baranchyk is a hard. If you're not hitting him as hard as he's hitting you, forget it.
And again, if your boxing isn't making up for your lack of power, or if it's not putting an emphasis on your power, like Josh Taylor, then even Zepeda to an extent, because Zepeda had to go to fucking war for this dude. So
right,
yeah, I can't get on nobody for losing to Baranchyk. Baranchyk fucking brings it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but Yigit, he like I say, I mean, Yigit is skilled enough that he can actually make it a fight for Rolly, who, for all his power, he lackey the boxy a lot, if you want to call that. His technical skills are kind of non-existent. Yeah, so I mean that could be a walkout. I mean, if you try to bet some money on that, you should look at the line for that fight to see, because I mean there is, Rolly can probably be upset in that particular fight. Hopefully he is too, because he gets on my fucking nerves. I can't stand that guy. But
he has to. If he's matched up well, he could be good for the sport, because boxing needs personalities.
That is true.
But a lot of these guys, they don't take the type of fights that's going to elevate their status. He needs to fight another name or someone more recognizable.
Right, and I know they're throwing around Ryan Garcia a lot too. So that
should happen, but the way with Ryan Garcia, you can't really depend on him to make any good fight now.
He's kind of like, he does his own thing. Like, he basically, as long as the fight doesn't threaten his mental health, he'll take it.
Your name ain't Fortuna.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's the thing with boxing, moves too slow, man. Yeah. Like Raleigh, I don't even fuck with dude like that, but he got power, he got a personality, he could be something in the sport. He needs to be fighting 3-4 times a year. People need to see him and be able to catch his vibe. But to have these guys fight once every 6 months, man. I
mean, like I said, he's a Floyd fighter, so yeah, Floyd needs to. Floyd should be putting as long as Rolly's not put through the ringer. Yeah, he should be fighting every 2 months now. He's only at 12, 13 fights.
Honestly, I would be putting him on tank cards.
That's also true.
And building him up as a guy, that if you're gonna have if you're gonna say, look, we're gonna do in-house fights, then damn it, build up these in-house fights. That's the difference with Top Rank. Top Rank will build up in-house fights and then don't make the in-house fight sometimes.
Right, exactly. So yeah, if you get
PDC won't build up the in-house fight, but then make the in-house fight 90% of the time.
Right.
So sometimes you're stuck with an in-house fight that had no natural organic promotion. Like then sometimes you'll have an in-house fight that has organic promotion, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, like Harrison and Jermell Charlo.
Right.
As opposed to let me see, a random ass PBC. Let two Ohio niggas fight in Cali ass fight.
Facts.
So that's all I'm saying. But yeah, I guess breaking it down, I guess the card is decent, but I'm here for the main event though.
Yeah, at least on the card there's fade. There'll definitely be some fades in there. Some might be particularly violent fades. I'm looking at the opener on that one, probably being more violent fade than the co-main. But I mean, Rolex obviously has power. He has that retard power, so he can put away here, but he can also get his head boxed off. So it's that's the intrigue. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that card. I can't wait. It's on Showtime, people. I think it's 9 o'clock. I hope it is. If it's not 9 o'clock, obviously I'll correct you guys on Twitter or IG or whatever. If it's not 9, it might
a
be
triple
10.
header. Yeah, that needs to start at 9.
Yeah, the Showtime's been showing shit at 10 o'clock, and that shit is kind of, I mean, I don't mind it, but it's kind of like, why?
Yeah, it starts at 9.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
cool. Excellent. That's good. That's great to hear. So I'm just looking at the time right now. I know I think it's probably time for us to kind of wrap things up a little bit.
Yeah, we got other moves to make.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, final thoughts. Pilot, final thought.
Oh shit. Well, first and foremost, I do want to say rest in peace to Seb Eubanks, son of super middleweight legendary boxer Christopher Eubanks, who passed away. So condolences to his family. With that said, just be grateful for what you got. Huge weekend of box. Well, obviously Saturday I'm hyped for the main event. Big fight, and hopefully it lives up to the expectations, and we get some buzz for it. This week for the better of boxing, and there's Ring Gang Radio all day, every day, twice on Sundays, and that's all I got.
Word.
Motherfucker, it's Sunday, so you got to say it twice. If you're gonna at least do it right.
Twice on Sundays.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Oh shit.
AOP, yo, drop what you let's say, bruh.
You already know it's Ring Gang all day, every day, twice on Sundays. Let me repeat that again. Ring Gang Radio all day, every day, twice on Sundays.
Hey.
But we got a good card coming up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be fed, so I'm gonna be happy. Other than that, you know what it is. Ring Gang Radio all day, every day, twice on Sunday, every day, twice on Sundays. Bring it back because it's like that.
Hey.
Nigga, you said you want to try to get me to rap, so might as well get a head start on it. But you know where to find us though. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, ringangradio.com. You know what it is.
Absolutely. LB, man, your final thoughts?
Oh man, I'm just hyped up for this Charlo Castaño fight. I feel like we've been waiting for it for a while, but not too long. But I'm glad it's right on time. So
yes, sir.
So that's what's up. Shout out to everybody else in the squad. Prolific Genius, Ring Gang TV, RTDC, Big Rome, and PJ the Fight Architect.
Yes, sir.
Gang. Cartoon probably come out this week.
Yes, sir.
It's literally almost done. I know we keep saying coming soon. Like, niggas is busy, and it's a lot of shit. Like, y'all, like, motherfuckers don't know. There's a lot of shit goes into making a cartoon. Even if it's just 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, a lot of shit goes into it, man.
Absolutely.
We want y'all to support it and just show love and just realize that, be different with this shit. Ain't too many people fucking, giving you a cartoon and, their primary base is boxing.
Absolutely.
Like, that shit just don't happen like that. So, like a lot of the boxers that we idolize and respect in this game, and you've been listening to us for years, for a while, you'll know that, we put those guys up there. We put them up there for just doing that extra shit that make them special, like being committed to discipline and training and doing the right things. That's what we trying to do with this. So, it's boxing, but we just got so much talent, so much, beautiful people involved with this shit that we always want to go the extra mile and just give y'all some raw, extra special dope shit. So that's definitely on the way. I just had to just say that, but much love to everybody that fuck with us on Spotify, Podomatic, ringgangradio.com, the website, YouTube. Y'all follow us, Twitter, IG. We on fucking TikTok. Make sure you get on that TikTok. Follow us, Ring Gang Radio TikTok. And yes, the fucking cartoon. This shit is gonna be amazing. It's funny as fuck. Got a special guest star. Gonna be killing it. I'm telling you, like, it's gonna blow you away. If we could drop this week, that'd be perfect. It's looking that way though. I'm about to work on this shit some more, but that and I hope we have a great fight in boxing this weekend. Like Jermell Charlo, Castaño, I just want y'all to leave it all in the ring, man. I don't even really care who wins. I just want to see a great fight. I know I picked Castaño. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can live with it. If I'm right, hey, I live with it. But I just want to see a great fight. But it's going to be a close fight. So I'm just fucking hyped, man. I love this shit. So y'all stay tuned. Uppercut season. You know, we ain't dropped no videos for that in a while. So, you know, Uppercut's been slowing down. But they're going to come back.
Absolutely. They always come back.
Yeah, they always come back.
It never dies. It never ends.
So y'all make sure y'all stay on the lookout for that shit, and gang.
Absolutely. And the only thing I got to add on to other than what the other brothers already said is I gotta say a smooth shout out to the UFC last night, because the UFC was entertaining as fuck last night. And then also too, MMA is the one sport that they be having some of the most wildest injuries I've ever seen. Ever. Like, I mean, for all the at least a couple of decades I've watched that shit, like, there's some wild injuries, and none was wilder than the one McGregor suffered.
Yeah,
Like, there's been a lot of kicking injuries and foot injuries, in the UFC lately.
Oh yeah, some bad ones, some real bad ones.
Yeah, like I mean,
everybody's talking about practicing kicks and street fights and shit, but got me rethinking that shit. Fuck y'all, nigga, hands.
And the funny thing is too, the injury was a non-contact injury. Like both of them, they both of them were able to slip each other's punches, but McGregor took a really bad step and damn near and snapped his tibia and fibula. Like, and you could see the tibia touch the ground, which is never supposed to happen.
There was a kick before. There were a couple of kicks before early into it that sort of got it kind of.
Yeah, because he threw a couple up kicks when he was on the ground trying to fend off the jiu-jitsu, whatever, and that could have been a part though. But seriously though, it was such a bad step because you can literally see his ankle and his thing fold up, and he fell like it was a wrap after that. It was kind of gross, and but it was worth it to see him on the ground. Unfortunately, he was talking that shit on the ground, and I was wishing that Dustin would have attacked him. While he was on the ground, give him a couple kicks to the broken ankle and shit. Because he needed that. But fortunately,
sometimes you can play the villain role too hard.
Yeah, and he kept on saying that, like, you're white, and dude was talking straight out. Like, I mean, he didn't even hide his accent. Like, he sounded like straight out from Snatch. Like it was so unintelligible. Like I was like, God damn it! Like, I have to listen real hard to actually understand what this motherfucker is talking about. Yeah, but it was like fuck McGregor for that. Like
a fucking angry leprechaun or some shit.
Yeah, I was like, it's a shame that and it looked like he was on his way to probably either getting KO'd or put to sleep because he was already gassed from the first round. He wasn't gonna last that much longer.
Man, I don't even know how McGregor even training like that. Serious.
And Greg Hardy getting bodied was kind of funny. The meme, just like women like just being happy about him getting knocked out under 1 minute.
Yeah. Greg Hardy. Yeah. As an Eagles fan, I took great pleasure in watching that dude get knocked out. And then an old boy was drinking liquor out of sneakers, which was kind of disgusting to me.
That shit's nasty as fuck, man.
Yeah, and he did 2 sneakers, including one guy that poured sneakers from like probably 15 feet up, and he was drinking that shit.
Yeah, come on. How are you doing it during still COVID going on, still that word going around? Come on, man.
Yeah, like some people are just different, bro. Some real different, But it was an enjoyable UFC, and McGregor, snapped his shit. So yeah, it was great. So big ups to UFC on that.
Might be time to call it a day for McGregor career though.
Yeah, like he's pretty much like, I mean, how like he's only had like 1 win since he fought like Floyd or whatever. So it's
just recover, get that Jake Paul bag, and call it a career, brother.
Nah, Jake Paul said he's only going to offer him $23.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs the money that bad. Like,
like Jake,
it don't work no more.
Yeah, the thing was McGregor's supposed to win that fight, so he can face Jake Paul. Jake Paul's not gonna offer him any bread for that. No, that's done.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to.
One of us got a better chance of landing a damn Jake Paul fight.
I'm saying. But other than that, like I said, follow us on everywhere, especially in our YouTube, tell your friends about their YouTube so they can subscribe to it, and then, we can all be friends, because like I said, we do this shit for y'all. That's what we love to do. Henny God mentioned, yes, McGregor is trash. Yeah, he is. He's pretty much whatever his appeal is now, because he's fighting at higher weights and he's not really killing himself like he used to do. He's getting exposed now. He's getting big time exposed.
So who's he appealing to? Assholes that are assholes to everybody else? Like
you said, like we said earlier, bro. Like everyone loves the villain. Like if you draw attention to yourself and you're actually scoring some highlight reel knockouts along the way, and then you're brash. Especially
there comes a time when you gotta dial it back some. Like you can't be getting these ass whoopings like that. And it's like, why did he even take this third fight? Like. When you know a Jake Paul fight is in the air, even a Pacquiao fight, like
but hey, some people.
He ain't got his ass whooped by both guys now. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I think Pacquiao and Jake Paul would have beat him up in different ways, but still, like, you don't even get those bags no more.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But hey, he said he's going to fight out after he gets his surgery tomorrow, so we'll see how that shit goes.
Dude, man, look, bro, like, when it comes to the feet, those are like the slowest fucking healing goddamn things. Bro, I'm still healing from a surgery from October last year.
Word.
McGregor, like, yeah, I don't see him fighting for another maybe 18 months, yo.
Well, I would say that they might do something, because people have come back from that injury from like 5 to 9 months. But like I said, we'll see how that shit goes.
Oh, damn. That's on them, shit.
Yeah.
I ain't got a career in martial arts or boxing to
that's true.
to make me fucking speed up my fucking rehabilitation. I guess I got a little Keith Thurman in me.
Of course.
I get an injury and be like, man, fuck it, they need more time. But yeah, me personally, I don't think that shit's healing. I mean, look at Hay and his ankle and that shit. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like I said,
that was like a year, right? Like,
yeah. Or hey, if you think he's gonna come back from a serious injury like that, let him, and then we can watch him either get knocked around or something else gets broken. We'll see.
Yeah. Just don't come crawling in the box and you stay your ass in the UFC getting knocked out and shit.
Exactly.
Because I don't need to hear your fucking fans talk about, McGregor just really had one leg going against Jake Paul. No, I don't want to hear it. No.
Yeah.
Shut that shit up. But you know how we do, man. Let me bring it back to Pat.
Yeah. So for myself, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the Go artist, for King P, Bodega P, and for Conscious Pilot, this has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.
Peace.
Peace.